Hello guys! So today I will discuss the three primary activities of a program, which is creating, compiling, and executing a Java program. And later on, we will apply all of this discussion in a real Java program using the JCreator. Okay, let's start. Okay, Java is called a compiled language, which means that the Java programs are written as a source code or a text files and are then passed to a Java compiler which translates the code into a form that the computer can understand. Okay guys, as you can see in the left corner of our screen, here is the flow of a program. First is we have a Java program as well as our data, or this one is our source code. Okay, from the source code, it goes into a Java compiler which translates the source code into a bytecode. By the way, a bytecode is composed of a binary number or 0 and 1. From bytecode, it goes into a bytecode interpreter or into a JVM or Java Virtual Machine, okay, then translate a bytecode into a machine language for the computer to understand. Okay, from the machine language, it goes into the JRE that provide our output. Okay, next, how to create a Java program. Of course, all we need is the application or program application or what we call the IDE or the Integrated Development Environment. We can have the NetBeans for our IDE or we have Eclipse or we have the JCreator. By the way, these example are the application na pwede natin gamitin for our program. Okay? So, in our situation, we are using the Java or the JCreator. Next, how to compile a program. Okay? So, from our source code or from the text file, it goes into a Java compiler which translate our source code into a bytecode. Okay? As you can see in the diagram, we have a Java bytecode and it goes into Java Virtual Machine or the JVM. For the JVM, translate this bytecode into a machine language that goes into our operating system. Okay? To maintain the security of the program, JVM has a bytecode verifier. After the classes are loaded into the memory, the bytecode verifier comes into the picture and verifies the bytecode of the loaded class to maintain the security. It checks whether the bytecode are valid, those it prevent our computer from malicious viruses and worms. Okay, from the topic 1, sabi natin na si Java is secured. So, this is how Java secured. Kaya hindi siya ina-acknowledge ng computer as virus because nagkakaroon ng screening upon compilation. Okay? So, as you can see in the diagram below, first is we have our program or a source code, okay, that compiled by a compiler and compiles into a bytecode, okay, which is yung class natin, pag nakita natin sa folder, and executed by the JVM or the Java Virtual Machine for the computer to understand. Now, how to execute a program. Okay, as you can see in the diagram, first is we need to create or edit the source code and stored on a disk as a source code. Okay, which is this one probably is the welcome java.java. So ito yung Java files natin. Now, from this source code, it goes into compile source code, okay, or Java welcome Java programs.java. Now, once the errors occurs or once the compilation have an error, it goes to our text editor and then sasabihin niya, okay, meron kang error. You need to check your code okay, for us to compile. So kasi si Java guys, hindi niya ilalabas si output hanggat meron tayong mali sa ating program code. Okay, now, if tama naman or if your program is correct, then it goes or it translates into a bytecode which is the class, okay, that is stored on our disk. Then from this bytecode, it goes into the JVM, which translate a bytecode into a machine language, okay, and goes into our output. Okay, this is how we execute the Java program. So now I will show you how to create, how to compile, and how to execute a Java program using the JCreator. Okay, so first is you need to open your JCreator in your desktop. And then after the JCreator loaded into the desktop, so the main screen appear. Okay, so the question is how to create the program or how to create our project. So we have three ways to create our project. The first one is go to the file which is in the upper part of your application. We have new, and from the new you can choose the project. Okay, the second way is using your keyboard. Just press the Control Shift N for new project. Okay, or you can go in the bottom part of your application, which is we have here create project. Okay, just click the project and then the project wizard will appear. So from this windows, okay, so we can choose Java or the basic Java application. So click basic Java application, then click next. So now we have here the name, the location, the source path, and then the output path. Okay, the first one is naming a file. And then in naming a file, we have the rules in Java program that the first letter of your name should be in an uppercase, meaning it should be in a big letter. Example, we have example project. Okay, so the first letter of our file name is in a uppercase form. And guys, avoid spacing in our file name. Example, nag-create tayo dito ng space with between the example and the project. Okay? So, bawal po yan sa rules ng naming ng files ng Java. Okay? So, later on, magkakaroon ng error if you provide space. If you wanted the space, you can put the underscore. Okay? Next is the location. Okay? So, from this one, so meaning, dito papasok yung ating files. Okay? Or yung program files natin. We can change the directories of our location using this button. Okay? Just click this one and find your folder in your directories. Or, in my cases, I have a lot of folders on my desktop. So now I would choose the computer programming lesson and then click OK. So now, after you change the location of your files, automatically guys na yung source path natin and then yung ating output path will be the same as your location. Then click next. So from here, make sure that your Java Development Kit or the JDK version is selected. Okay, then click finish. And then after it load, again click finish. Okay, now we have our program codes. Okay, so we have our comment. So we have the class, we have the method, and we have the statement. Okay, as you can see guys, sa statement natin under the quotations, wala pa ako nilagay, okay? So if I run this one, Okay? From our general output in the right corner of your screen is wala pang nakalagay because we have no entry in our quotation. Example, I put here my name, which is Ariel or Manuel. So again, everything in the quotation will be our output. If I run this one, so as you can see in our general output is Ariel or Manuel. Okay? And by the way, upon compiling or upon running the program or upon executing the program, so andun na guys yung process na compilation and execution at the same time. So meaning, upon compiling, if I have an error, example, maliit yung aking S dito. If I have an error, automatically, ibabalik siya ng program doon sa ating text editor. So, sasabihin ng Java is you have an error. So, ang error natin is package system that not exist. So, kung makita nyo guys is wala tayong output. Bakit? Kasi from the diagram na pinakita ko kanina, kapag may mali tayo upon compilation, again, it goes back to the text editor, which is this one. Okay? So, we should find our error. So, how to find our error? So, double-click yung error natin. Then, kung makikita nyo guys, is meron tayong red arrow dito. Meaning, sa linya na to, is meron tayong error. Which is yung S or yung maliit na S natin. Okay? So, we should change this one. We should change this one into big S. Then, try ulit nating iparan. So, okay. So, meron na tayo ulit output. Now, how to add this statement? So, to add this statement, you can copy this one, which is the system.out.println. Example, gagawa ako ng another statement. 26 years old. Okay? So, if I run this one, so I have now my second statement in my general output, which is 26 years old. So, you can create your profile using the Java. Example, we have name, we have the age, and say for example we have the address, which is SJOM. Okay, now if I run this set of codes, so I have three output, which is my name, my age, and my address. And that's it. So I hope that you learn a lot from this video. Just tune in on my channel for more Java update. So thank you.